What's up? Welcome back to another video. And what I'm doing here, basically, I'm just going to be creating another cast, like a semi-realistic cast, I'm pretty sure. I try to go for as much realism as I possibly could for Survivor 50, like what it could have been. But the twist is, I didn't include anybody that actually was casted for 50. So all the people that were locks that we want to see back, and I would have totally included if I were to make a super dream recast or whatever, which I could do eventually. Like, I'd probably have Christian Hubicki on there. I would have Q on there. But I can't have them on this cast because they're actually on 50. So if that makes sense, this is just going to be 24 new people. I did the same exact format as they chose for 50, and so 12 people from pre-40, and I did 12 new era. So I try to replicate. I try to do it as realistic as possible. Like I said, I try to replicate their format for the cast, and we're just going to go season by season, kind of like how the regular cast was announced actually a week ago today. And we're going to, let's just get into it. So 24 people, 12 pre-40, 12 new era, and then I did do a couple winners, because if 50 is going to be a celebration on the show, it should probably have winners. But, I feel like I'm a little better, a little smarter, and with casting winners than Survivor did, because I'm going to pick more than two, and it's going to be, spread out a little bit. It's not just going to be two of the most recent winners, and that's it. Like, I think that's stupid. So, with that being said, let's get into our first castaway. Greg Buis. And I really like how they picked Jenna. I like Jenna on the cast, and it's really growing on me thinking about watching Jenna play again for the first time since season 8. And I like, again, celebration of all of Survivor for the 50th season. It's a huge milestone. Let's bring somebody back from season 1. Okay, I couldn't put Jenna on here because she already came back. I wasn't going to put Richard on here because, he's just never going to come back. Kelly was boring last time, and so I did originally have Gervais on this cast. I like Gervais. I would have been, I don't know. I probably wouldn't have been shocked that he was on, because I heard, his name, potentially being on the cast. And I was okay with it. I think Gervais is funny. I think he is a chill guy, and I like him. But let's bring somebody back from season 1 that hasn't played since season 1. I think bringing somebody from season 1 to season 50, and there was no time playing in between, I think that would be super cool. Like, if they brought Greg back, that would have been really cool. Again, like, Colleen would have been somebody cool as well. I would have been fine with that. I don't think she wants to play, though. But Greg is somebody that was heavily rumored, and I would have been totally okay with that. Like, Greg is funny, and I think he's still a fan of Survivor, so if he's been keeping up with the show, he's going to obviously be more in tune with the strategy. And in season 1, he didn't have strategy. Like, nobody really used strategy but Richard and the rest of the Tagi 4. So, I would be super interested to see this happen. I mean, even in like a second chance season, hopefully we get that, like Survivor 53, 54, something recent. We need more returnee seasons than just every 10. I think that would be lame if they didn't have another one until 60. I think that would like kind of kill the show, to be honest. So hopefully he still gets a chance to come back. I think it'd be super fun. Greg Buis. All right, we're only going for one season, and Jerri Manthey. I mean, she should have been on. She's probably the number one person after the cast was officially announced that everybody was like, how the hell is Jerri not on this cast? And even Colby made it, and they've played 3 times together, and now they're casting Colby without Jerri. And I think it's fine that they casted Colby without Jerri. I don't necessarily need them together. Like, I think they're definitely their own player. I don't think their legacies are necessarily, like, combined. I think they can totally have their own success and be their own character by themselves. I don't think they need each other to be entertaining or good players. Yes, they've played together all 3 times that they've both played, but I don't think, you know what I'm saying. So, same thing for Jerry in this case. She would be on and Colby wouldn't, and I think, honestly, that would be a better case scenario than having Colby without Jerry. I think watching Jerry play again, I mean, she really wanted to play. I mean, you could see her podcast with Gabe and Johnny Fairplay after 50 was announced, and she wasn't on it, and she was devastated. I mean, she really wanted to play, and I thought that would be awesome. Like, she really wants to give it her all out there, and 30 seasons after the last time she's played, I would have loved to see it. It would have been awesome. It's really a crime that she isn't on there, and she was an easy decision to put on this cast. Let's go Sean Rector. I mean, I thought Sean was making it. I thought Sean was a lock, for the longest time, and then he just wasn't on. Sean Rector needs to come back. Again, just like Greg, he's only played once, and he's still, in the Survivor community. He still watches. So, kind of like Jerry and Greg, I think, Sean is another person that would give it his all when he goes out there. And, I'm sure he's smart, man. He was a teacher back in Marquesas. I'm sure he still is. I don't really know. I haven't really kept up with that, to be honest with you. So he's a smart guy. He showed he was smart on Marquesas, but now, 46 seasons later, and if he's still keeping up the show, I would love to see his strategy, because I think he's smart and a very likable dude and could get votes at the end, and I would have loved to see Sean Rector come back again. And hopefully it's not too late. I mean, a lot of these guys, a lot of people on here, could be last chance for season 50. And probably some of the people we've already talked about, like Jerry, definitely. She's never coming back now. But Sean and Greg, a second chance 2 season, I think is what everybody's wanting next. They're prime candidates. So Sean and Greg, second chance 2, please. But yeah, Sean, again, another super easy pick for this cast without any of the actual cast members. And from the same season, from the same starting tribe, and Sean's number 1 ally, these two were super close in the game. It is the winner of Season 4, Marquesas. Oh, that is spelled wrong on that slide, I'm sorry. The winner of Season 4, Marquesas, Vecepia. She's again, like Sean, she's very smart, she's strategic, and if we're going to have winners, Vecepia's got to be on. I mean, she hasn't played since Season 4, so like 2002, something like that, I think. And I would love to see her again. I think everybody would love to see her again. Everybody was asking for her, after it was found out that maybe winners could be on Season 50. Now it was like Vecepia, Earl, and yes, give me Vecepia, please. She would be awesome on Season 50. She's smart, and I think she's underrated. I think even though she is a winner, she would get underestimated out there because she's only played once, and honestly because she was on a season with Rob and on a starting trial with Rob where she really didn't see much screen time, and Kathy and Sean and Pascal and Aaliyah, all of them got really more screen time than the winner, Vecepia. So I would love to see her back. I think she'd be an underdog, even though she won, and I think she's got a chance to go back-to-back, really, 46 seasons later. That would have been awesome to see. It's really a shame that we didn't get that, and she's probably one of those ones that this was her last chance, so that's kind of sad. Would love to see her back, and easy pick for this one. Easy pick for this cast. Next up, my number 1, I think I'm going to do a Survivor 50 cast snub video relatively soon, and this dude would be number 1. Rob Cesternino, how is he not on there? He is in the biggest part of former Survivor player for the community, in terms of making an impact, to this day. Rob Has a Podcast is huge, and there are so many people that have came to watch Survivor because of Rob and because of his podcast, and he hasn't played since season 8, and he's an amazing player. For the longest time, Rob Cesternino, greatest to never win. For the longest time, that was what they said, until Cirie, started dominating every time she played. Now it's Cirie, obviously, but Rob, Ozzy has a say in that too. You know, two players that are on the cast could definitely, probably not going to win. It could maybe be even greater players to never win. But Rob only played twice, and for the longest time was the greatest to never win after season 6 Amazon, where he was third. I mean, if he had won that final immunity challenge, that stupid one where you had to like keep your hands over your head holding something or whatever, he's one of the greatest winners ever. He might be the greatest winner ever to this day, or he's still top 5 to this day if he just stood up there a little longer. That's how great of a player he is, of a character he is. I mean, just give me Rob back. He should have been back. He was like my number one player I was wishing for, and we didn't get him, and I'm really disappointed. So, kind of an inspiration to the making of this video, in my opinion. So, Rob definitely needs to come back. He probably will never come back. This was probably his last chance, and honestly, it's really a shame, and disappointed a little bit in the Survivor casting that they didn't bring back Rob, because he needed to come back. Next up was Eliza, and this is one I'm not seeing a whole lot of people talk about, but she's only played twice, and every time she's been funny. Like, she's brought that sassy energy, like that Venus energy that we've gotten in 46, and I think she'd be funny to come back again. Like, I think she's still part of the community, so she still keeps up with the show, and she would be a competitive player, honestly. So, Eliza, you know, an underdog stepping into the season. And I don't really think she was really in contention for 50, but I would like to see her back for a third time, especially because she hasn't played since 16. Last time she played, she delivered that "it's an effing stick" line, and everybody still says it to this day. I still hear that line a lot. So, yeah, she's iconic, and I would totally be down to watch her play again. So I think she'd be bring a funny dynamic and a competitive player to this cast specifically. All right, Amanda Kimmel. I think, is what I'm hearing, is that she dropped out. So we can't blame Survivor on this a lot. We can put some blame on there for not maybe persuading her enough like they should have, because if she was thinking about it and she was going to be on and you had her, you know, penciled in there on the cast, and then she left, I mean, it is kind of Survivor's fault for fumbling the bag. I mean, they really coughed up a little more money. It's a celebration of 50 seasons of Survivor. Get Amanda Kimmel on at all costs. Like, it would have been awesome to have Amanda Kimmel back. She's one of the greatest players of all time. One of the greatest to never win. Probably like the second greatest to never win after Sheree, honestly, or maybe third after Rob. I think Ozzy's behind all three of those. You know, I would love to see her back. She's an amazing player. I think she's worthy of a 5 appearances on the show. You know, like Amanda, Ozzy, or no, like Sheree and Ozzy and Rob. I think she's worthy of 5 appearances. And yeah, I mean, it's really a shame we didn't get her. I was really hoping we would get Amanda Kimmel back. She's my favorite female player of all time. And, man, it's really unfortunate we didn't get her back, because she would have been competitive, she would have been fun, and Survivor superfans everywhere would have gone crazy on Wednesday morning last week, to hear Amanda's name, but we didn't, and it's really unfortunate, and we're all disappointed. We were all hoping, and we didn't get it, so really unfortunate. Obviously, Amanda Kimmel is going to make the cast of Survivor 50 that's of people that weren't casted, so you know, I don't got to explain my pick a whole lot here. It's Amanda Kimmel. Next up, we got Abby Maria Gomez, and another kind of like Eliza person where she's like sassy and snarky, and she'll talk back, and she's hilarious. Abby Maria is a lot more of a villain than Eliza is, which I think is a lot of fun, and I would love to see them two like go at it. You know, like maybe Eliza can be Abby Maria's new RC, and yeah, I mean, both times she played Philippines, Cambodia, you don't want to be against Abby Maria, because you go home. I mean, if she wants you out, she will get you out. She is a snake. She is fun. She is competitive. I thought she was going to be on the season, to be honest. I thought she was on 50. But she wasn't, which is unfortunate because she would have been awesome on 50. She would have been hilarious. She would have really gave it her all and brought everything. And another player that, again, I think could win a season of Survivor, like a lot of the people we've talked about so far. So, unfortunate we didn't get Abby Maria. I really thought we were, and yeah, I mean, what else can you say? She would have been hilarious on 50. So, her and Coach together would have been awesome. They would have been hilarious. She would have just been bullying Coach, and Coach would have been crying like he was in Heroes versus Villains. I can just think of endless combinations with Abby Maria and Coach. She's just funny, and she should have been back, and she should still come back in the future. And give me more Abby Maria. She's funny. Same season, Philippines. We're gonna bring back Malcolm. I really wanted Malcolm back for 50. Like, he was up there with Rob Cesternino in terms of how badly I wanted to see them play again. He is, especially because we didn't get any 20s representation. They could have given us Malcolm and Abby Maria, but they didn't. They decided to give us nobody between seasons 19 and seasons 31. So, yeah, it's really sad. This cast, it's underwhelming. It's fine. You could have balanced it out a little more. Especially, we're gonna get to the new era in a minute. My new era cast is 10 times better than Jeff's new era cast. I'll guarantee you that. Malcolm Freeberg, dude, like America's favorite. Like, everybody loves Malcolm. He was guaranteed to win if he reached the final 3 Philippines. Honestly, guaranteed to win if he reaches the end of almost every season. But in Caramoan and in Game Changers after Philippines, that dude was too big of a threat because everybody knows he's gonna be like a guaranteed win if he gets the final 3. So Caramoan, Game Changers, he got kind of screwed over by that stupid twist where everybody had to go to tribal council at once. It was all stupid, and JT's stupid, and man, Malcolm should be back by now. His Game Changers game is just incomplete. I'm unsatisfied, and give me one more time to just complete the story because, yeah, just give me Malcolm. He needs to come back. Game Changers was rough for him, and I need him redemption one more time after a long time. In 26, the next season after Philippines, obviously he was going to be seen as a threat. He was a huge threat in Philippines and a huge fan favorite. Obviously he's going to be a threat. So, yeah, Malcolm Freeberg, easy pick for this one. Next up, we're going to get to our second winner of the Pre-40 cast, and that is Natalie Anderson. And we saw her at Winners at War, and I know, maybe no Winners at War people on 50. I mean, it's been 10 seasons, so, it's been a minute. So, give me Natalie Anderson. She's a great player. She's super social, super strategic. A lot of fans love Natalie Anderson. A lot of people wanted her to win Winners at War. Not me. I mean, she didn't play since, she was the first voted out, I think, and then didn't come back till the final, or the last Edge of Extinction duel. So, yeah, that you should never win that. I mean, Chris Underwood. But Natalie Anderson, I don't really have to say much about her because, she just brings the energy. Her presence is always felt when she's on the screen. She's a great player. She is awesome. She's she's honestly underrated to this day as a player, and she's still pretty highly rated. She's a super strategic player, super social player, and she would definitely be a big threat on this season. Mike Holloway, the third and final winner of the Pre-40 cast. Give me Mike Holloway. He's only played once. He was a big threat, but he just couldn't lose immunity challenges. And, man, let me see him again. Let's see if he can get the strategic game down this time and not have to rely on the challenges this much. Or let's see if he can just win another 5 challenges, and that would be insane. Just give me Mike Holloway back. It's a shame we've only seen him once. He's a big player, and come on, Mike Holloway. He was super fun on Worlds Apart. I really want to see him again, and it's probably never going to happen. If he wasn't on 40, probably was never going to be on 50, and he will probably never come back again, because 40 and 50 were his two biggest chances, and we never really even heard his name at all. So I don't know how realistic of a pick this was, but if he wants to play again, if any of these people want to play again, it's realistic, because Survivor just needs to tough it up and make the decisions that the fans want, not that they want, because they don't know what we want. Honestly, they don't. And going to the last of the pre-40 cast, I got Davey Rickenbacker from David versus Goliath. And there was 3 people from this season on 50, and Davey was still snubbed. Like, give me Davey over Mike White. I love Mike White, but give me Davey. I'm not taking Davey over Christian. I love Christian. But, give me Davey and Christian and Angelina. Give me all of them. Sorry. But, David Goliath is one of the greatest seasons of all time. Definitely, a top 3 noob seasons of all time, new player seasons of all time. And it has so many great characters. I'm glad we're getting 3 people from this season. And there's, another, 3 that I would enjoy coming back. Davey. We already got Nick back. I would like to see, Natalie Cole's hilarious. I would see her back. Somebody else I'm thinking of that I can't really remember. But, yeah, give me Davey Rickenbacker back. He would be super fun. I know he really, really wants to come back. But, honestly, a really good candidate for a Second Chance 2 season. So, I think if they do end up doing that, the fans will definitely vote Davey Rickenbacker in the season, because he's definitely a fan favorite, and he deserves to come back 100%, and he really wants it, and definitely could win a returning season easily. Alright, now let's move on to the new era, and we'll move a little quicker through this one, because there's not really much to be said, because the Season 50 New Era cast is absolute garbage, and mine is a lot better. So, Shan Smith. Nobody from Season 41, Season 43, or Season 44 were picked. So we got 11 people through Season 45 and Season 49, and we haven't even seen 49. Spoiler alert, there is nobody from Season 49 on this cast. You know why? Because we haven't seen it yet. Why would they put 2 people from a season we haven't seen yet? It's ridiculous. But let's go with Shan. She is funny as hell. I mean, she's got her own theme song that she sings, for crying out loud. I mean, she is villainous, she is cutthroat, she doesn't care about your feelings, and I want that on my screen. I want it to come back. And just give me Shan, bro. She should have been on. Especially because we only have one person from 41 through 44, and it's Jonathan. Give me Shan back. Not saying anything bad on Jonathan. Everybody's talking trash on Jonathan. Give me Jonathan on 50. I'm down for it. I'm cool with that. But he shouldn't be the only one from 41, 42, 43, and 44. So we're going to bring back Shan just because she's funny. I mean, maybe not a lot of people will remember her because 41 was garbage. It's a bottom 5 season of all time, and a lot of people just want to forget about it because it was the first one after Winners at War and after the pandemic, and it was bad, and it was bad. It was really bad. But Shan wasn't bad. She was real good, and she was fun, she was entertaining, and she was cutthroat, and I want it back. Alright, let's go with our first New Era winner, and we're going with Marianne Oketch. I mean, when we found out winners could probably be on the cast, we were like, oh, okay, that means Marianne is on. Nope, she's not. So it's, I don't know why she wasn't on. I don't know if she said no. I could see her saying no, maybe. So maybe that doesn't make this a realistic pick. But damn it, give me Marianne. I mean, she's super energetic. She's got a very unique personality, and that makes her perfect casting for Survivor. And she won the damn thing. I mean, she is a great social player. She's a great talker. That final Tribal Council performance was mesmerizing. It was seriously inspirational. That makes me want to go out there and give my own final Tribal performance because she did so dang good. Everybody was going to vote for Mike going into that Tribal. And then she did what she did, and then she won the dang thing. So yeah, I mean, her move against Omer was really incredible. So give me Marianne back. This was an easy pick. We needed some more winners than just two on the cast. Honestly, we probably have three because one of those two 49ers are probably going to win. Just because there's probably going to be three tribes and three winners, one on each. It just makes the most sense, especially because we haven't seen it yet. They're like, okay, just bring back the winner. Yeah, it kind of sucks because I'm pretty sure that season is spoiled for most of us. All right, from the same starting tribe as Marianne, the same season, we're gonna go with Omer. And I'm not super sad he's not on 50. I would have been very happy if he was on 50. But I'm not super sad because there's just a lot of competition to get on, and he's kind of like in that new era strategist group of there's a lot of them. So I would like Omer back. He's very strategic. He's very, very smart. He's a great player. And it sucks that he got backstabbed by one of his number ones, probably his number two after Lindsey. And yeah, he went home. He was the biggest threat. I mean, he was sweeping that game if he made it any further. So yeah, give me Omer. Let's give Omer a second chance. I'm down for that. Okay. How was Jesse not on? Like, we found out like a month ago that Jesse and Carolyn were cut. And speaking of Carolyn, just wait. She's going to be on here. It's not really a spoiler because you knew the second you saw the title that Carolyn would be on this cast. But Jesse needs to be on. Why isn't Jesse on? He is my favorite player of the new era. He is the best player of the new era and would have been one of the greatest winners of all time just had he made fire faster than Gabler. That's hard because Gabler's a great fire maker, so unfortunately Gabler put himself in fire, which I wish he didn't do because Jesse would have won and became one of the greatest winners of all time, which would have been awesome. But I think they're not bringing Jesse back because his son won $500,000 in a Mr. Beast challenge, is what I'm hearing. I didn't watch the Mr. Beast challenge. This is just like, word of mouth. But if that's the case, like, what the hell are we doing? How petty are we? Who cares what his son won on another show? Bring Jesse back. Like, he's such a good strategist. He's really good TV. His moves are, like, he makes big moves, like, his blindside of Cody. He had Janine's idol, and he kept it the whole game, and nobody knew about it. Not even Janine knew about it. She thought it went down with Dwight, but Dwight gave it to Jesse, and then Jesse kept it, and then Jesse took Cody's idol and voted Cody out, and then he played idol and had Carla flush hers, and then voted Carla out the next tribal because she was his next biggest threat. And like, dude, it was just amazing. It was awesome to watch, and I just cannot believe he's back, and he just needs to come back. How is Jesse Lopez not back on season 50? It's insane. Give me Jesse Lopez over Kyle, over Joe, over Rizgod. Are you kidding me? And Jesse Lopez isn't on? Okay, I'm going to stop ranting and stop. I'm getting a little mad here. I'm getting frustrated. Carolyn Weiger. Again, you can say almost the same stuff about Jesse. Like, how isn't Carolyn on? She is probably the biggest snub on the board outside of, Jesse and Rob Sesternito. She is the most unique ball of energy I've ever seen on this show, and she wanted to come back really bad, and you didn't cast her because she was on Traitors? Newsflash. Suri was on Traitors. Stephanie was on Traitors. They asked Boston Rob to come back. He was on Traitors. So why does it only matter that you were on Traitors or another TV show for Carolyn? It doesn't make sense to me. Like, she is picture perfect for a return to Survivor. And on 50, a season that a lot of people are going to watch, a lot of old fans, probably a lot of people that haven't watched in a while are going to watch again because they're hearing Coach is coming back, or Suri, or Ozzy, or Jenna Lewis. Colby. A lot of people are going to come back because of Colby. And then you could introduce them to Carolyn, but you're not going to, for some reason, because she was on another show. I just don't get it. She should have been on. She's super fun. She's super funny. one of the most entertaining players of the new era. She's an underrated strategist as well. Like, and I think in a return, she might not have the biggest chance to win. She's got a small chance to win, but she's got honestly the biggest chance to entertain. So I don't know why you don't put guaranteed successful entertainment on your screens. Looking in the eyes of like a producer. Like, why aren't you putting Carolyn on your cast? I don't get it. Let's see, who'd they pick? Like, I'd take Carolyn over Camilla. I'd take her over the girl from 49. I'd take her over Dee because Dee was one of 2 New Era winners, and there's no other winners. Like, give me Carolyn over a lot of people. Honestly, give me Carolyn over Emily Flippin, and I'm super happily Emily Flippin's on the cast. Give me Carolyn over every single woman in the New Era to come back. And a lot of people, in the Survivor community will say the same exact thing. Next up, we got Carolyn's alliance member, Jam Jam, the winner of 44. Again, another player everybody thought was a lock to come back when we heard winners were coming. We didn't think Kyle was going to come back. We didn't think we were getting 2 people from 49. But Jam Jam's going to be on this one. He's really charismatic. He's one of the best social players we've ever seen, to be honest with you. He is friends with everybody, and he's able to make you like him so much that he just goes under your radar. Like, he went under the radar kind of that whole post-merge and kind of ran things with Carolyn and Carson, and he was the social one of the 3, the super social one of the 3, and that's going to win you the game every time if you're the social one of your alliance. And his alliance dominated. He was the social one. He made great bonds with everybody, and he won. What did he get? All but 1 vote. I think 1 vote went to Heidi, and that was it. Maybe 2 votes went to Heidi. I think Carolyn got 0. He ran that thing, and I'm kind of shocked that he didn't come back for 50. I don't know if it was his choice, if it was Survivor's choice by picking Kyle over him. I don't want to see Kyle back for 50 already. I just don't want to see it again. Like, I love Kyle. I'm super happy he won. I don't need it again yet. Let me miss him first and then bring him back. But you didn't give me a chance to miss him at all. Or Joe. You didn't give me time to, I haven't even grown on Joe. Like, Joe's the type of player that's going to grow on you after the season, and he hasn't grown on me. And now I'm like, why is he back? All right. Drew. I love Drew. He's so funny. This dude is like one of the best narrators, in confessionals that we've ever seen. Probably the best of the new era. Him and Charlie are up there. So he's going to be taking Charlie's spot on 50. And I'm going to be happier than when I saw Charlie on there, to be honest with you. He was on the same starting tribe as Dee, the winner, and he was in the strong Reba 4 alliance. And he was the first one cut out of the Reba 4. Right? No. Julie was. Julie was cut before Drew. Yeah, because then 5th place was... Maybe I'm tripping. Let me know in the comments. But Drew was in that super strong Reba 4 that had the winner in it. And he was the smart one of the group, as you can tell. I mean, he looks like the nerd, He went to like an Ivy League school, I'm pretty sure, and he went to school in London. And he's just a super smart guy. I've listened to him on Rob Has a Podcast recently. And I would love to have Drew back. And I'm sure he would love to come back too. And he would be a big threat. He's good in challenges. He's super tall. He's super smart. He's got a lot of advantages in challenges. And, man, I think he's a threat to win in a returnee season. And, I didn't hear his name brought up a whole lot, about coming back, but he's definitely a person I would love to see come back. Maybe there's a new era All-Stars coming soon. I would be down for that. I just want to see Drew back. I don't know if it's going to happen. The new era kind of has a lot of people that are in contention to come back, probably just because those are the newest season. But I think because Jeff loves a lot of people from the new era because that's the era where he had like the most say in who's actually on the cast. So yeah, it's going to be a tough road for him to come back, but I'm all for it, and I love Drew, and he's definitely on my cast. Same season, we got Caleb Geberwald. I'm gonna say Geberwald. Like Mr. Charisma, like, and his legacy is always gonna be surrounded by like that shot in the dark play where he negated every single vote. There was like 10, like, what was it, 10 or 11 votes that he negated. It's insane. And it was, yeah, the greatest shot in the dark that will ever be played was by Rachel. But the second best was by Caleb. Yeah, I mean, after he was voted out, everybody was like, okay, this guy's coming back. This is a second chance player. And he probably is a second chance player. Probably not too much of a 50 player. But I would have been totally cool with him on 50. It almost like he stepped on the island in 45 and started playing like he had already played this game 3 times. That's just like how comfortable he looked on the show and how much of a fit he seemed. He just looks like Survivor, and I think he is winner potential all over him. He's another Malcolm. He's like new era Malcolm, I think. He's a super well-rounded player, smart, good in challenges, super social. Everybody loves him. And new era Malcolm. That's what Caleb is. And he's just going to be too big of a threat every time he plays. But damn it, give me Caleb back. Because if he goes far, he's a legend. Venus. We casted Abby Maria and Eliza. So let's cast a new era archetype similar to those two in Venus. Another one of those sassy, like snarky, like they'll like talk smack at you and they'll like be mean, and it's funny and it's good television, and I'm down to see it again. I wasn't really rooting for Venus at the start, but at the end I like Venus a lot. I thought she was a lot of fun. I thought she was really entertaining, and I'm super down to have her back. But unfortunately she's not back, and I don't know if she will come back. Again, the new era has a lot of people in contention to return, and Venus is one of them, and she might get overshadowed as time goes on. She just feels like one of those players that's, her time's just going to be too late all the time, and she's always just going to be right on the edge of coming back, and she just won't get a shot. That's my, worry about Venus, but in this case, she's on the 50 cast. She would bring very funny moments, I think, and I don't think she has a chance to win. She's probably got one of the least chances to win out of this cast, but I think she would be very entertaining, and you really need that. I mean, that's they cast for entertainment as well, not only just if they think you can win or not. So I think Venus is perfect fit for this new era selection. And from the same tribe, another entertainment pick. Liz. Liz is so funny. Liz is one of the funniest players ever. I don't care what you gotta say. Like, all of her talks about how much money she has and how she can't get a dude because she's got too much money. And her Applebee's meltdown at Q was hilarious. And how she just randomly walks on the beach and she just says, I just pooped. And then, the day before, she was like, I haven't pooped in a week. And it was just, out of nowhere. It was just funny, random, hilarious, and I want to see Liz back. She is funny, and that's really all you need on Survivor, or not to win, but to be entertaining and get a shot to come back. I would love to see her back. I don't think she would bring any winner equity at all, but I think she would bring a ton of entertainment. I said Venus was the least likely to win. Liz is probably less likely than Venus to win. And they're actually from the same starting tribe on the same season, season 46. It's very, very good season, honestly. So Liz, not much to say because she's not a very good player at all, but she's very entertaining and one of the funniest players ever. So she would be the funniest player on the cast, probably. She's up there on coach level of hilarious, in my opinion. Not quite coach, but up there. Next up, we got winner. The last winner on this entire cast is the newest winner, Rachel Lamont. Not the newest winner. 2 winners ago. Rachel Lamont. She's a great winner. She's like one of the most well-rounded players of all time. She reminds me of Kim Spradlin, but if only Rachel was like on top of the game more. I think Kim dominated for longer of the game. But when Rachel was that front runner when there was like 6-7 people left, and she kind of just played like that Kim Spradlin game. She wasn't losing. She played that idol, that nobody knew about. She was making moves. She was taking out her biggest threats. Rachel is a great winner. And, Sam would have won that season against a lot of people, but not like Rachel would have won that season against anybody. She did a lot of things right. She made a lot of good moves. She was sneaky. She, only told people information that she needed to tell people. She kept information to herself, especially about the idol and everything. I just love all of that. I think she's a great winner, honestly, one of the best ones of the new era, up there with Dee and Kyle, probably. I think she's a great winner, and if we're going to have 3 pre-40 winners and 3 post-40 winners, Rachel was like my last selection on this cast. She was like the last person that I penciled in. And then, yeah, but I mean, if we're going to have 3 winners from New Era, I think Rachel is definitely one deserving to come back. If we were going to have winners, Dee, honestly the most deserving to come back. I just don't like Dee on the cast because she's one of 2 winners and they're from 45 and 48. It just doesn't make sense to me. So that's why I spread the winners out a little more. I'm sure everybody's on the same page with me here. But Rachel's a great player, and I think she's a threat every time she plays. And our last player, we got Shaheen. I felt like I had to include at least one person from all 8 seasons of the new era and not 49 yet because we haven't seen it. So, since there's 12 spots in 8 seasons, I felt like it would be pretty easy to pick one from each season. And Shaheen, when he kept saying, okay, 48, I was like, okay, Shaheen. And he said 48 3 times, and none of them were Shaheen. And I was kind of disappointed because how are we getting 3 people back and none of them are Shaheen? He was a big threat at Final 6. It seemed like, after the postseason and all the interviews and stuff, is that he was like the biggest threat to win. But the show didn't really edit it like that. They always edited Joe as the biggest threat to win, all the way until the last episode. Then they was like, okay, now Kyle's the biggest threat to win, even though Joe's still going to make the final 3. The editing on the season was horrendous. But if it was better, Shaheen would be probably seen as a huge threat to everybody. And a lot of times, threats that are taken out around that range are likely to come back. And I think Shaheen would be the best. I think he has the best chance to make it far in a returnee season from the people that are in 48. Maybe outside of like Camilla, but only if Camilla was without Kyle, which she is not on season 50. So, I think Shaheen is the easy pick if I'm picking at least somebody from every season. If I were to not do that rule, to be honest, I probably would just exclude all of 48, and then I would have maybe added like Cody or Ricard or Xander or somebody else. But Shaheen, I like Shaheen a lot, and I'd be down to see him play again. So let me know what you think of the cast. Honestly, in my opinion, if this was the cast, I'd be happier. I'd be missing out on some people that we did actually get that I am happy to see. But I also had Dominic Abate originally on this cast. But I took him off. But I just don't think I need to see Dom again. He is the closest player to winning that didn't win with the tie at Final Tribal, and he didn't win. He got second, and after the season he was a huge name to come back, but never really got the chance. And now it kind of seems like everybody's just kind of bored of the Dominic name at this point, because he wasn't entertaining enough to keep his name in our heads, I guess. He was just a great player. I also had James Clement on this cast. I feel like James' story is unfinished. His first season, he got voted out with 2 idols. Yes, he needs to come back after that, and he did in Micronesia, and then he made it far, and then he got medevaced. Sorry. And then he got medevaced, which was very unfortunate for his game. And then he came back a couple seasons later in season 20, and then he tore his ACL. And then he even survived a tribal on that torn ACL, and he kept toughing it up, but ultimately the tribe voted him out because the torn ACL was hindering his performance too much. So really, 2 seasons he was out because of injury, and he was always a fan favorite, and in all 3 of his seasons were right next to each other within 15 to 20. So within 5 seasons he played 3 times. So that's 3-year span he played all 3 times. So I would love to see him play again after 30 seasons. So 15 years been since James played. I would be totally down for that. 50 was probably his last shot to come back. And I think it would just be funny to have James there. He probably doesn't watch the show, so it might be funny to see him kind of clueless. But it also would be entertaining because it's James and everybody loves James. So those are my 2 biggest honorable mentions. Courtney Yates, another mention. She's hilarious and a villain and mean and good TV. Yeah. So let me know what you think of the cast. I thought I did a pretty good job. I thought long and hard about it. There were some people I had to cut off that I really wish could have made it, but I'm glad Survivor picked 24 people, so they let me pick 24 people on my remake of the cast. So that is my Survivor 50 cast remake, but using people that weren't casted on the actual cast. Please leave a like and subscribe and comment down below, and subscribe and turn on your notifications so you can know when I post at all times, and I appreciate the support. Thank you.